everybody, this is Alchemist2, and I'm back again with another movie review. Actually, this wasn't a movie review. This was a part of a series review that I've just recently gotten interested in, and it's called When Calls the Heart. A lot of people know about When Calls the Heart, but you've got this small town, it's called Hope Falls, and this poor woman, she recently lost her husband, and there was another character that felt responsible for it, so that's why he was really lacking in Christmas spirit. He kept blaming himself and was castigating himself, and rightly so. He felt personally responsible for the fact of the matter that he couldn't help this young woman's husband survive, and it's an episode about hope. Of course, it was about Christmas, and it's just so endearing and uplifting, and I loved all the characters, and I'm really happy for Elizabeth. I thought, oh, it's so romantic, and of course, I think it's Canada because her suitor is a Mountie, and I'm thinking it takes place around the turn of the century because they still have the 18th century clothing, and they're using candles, and I think they just started using lanterns. So it's very interesting to see the passage of time and noticing that a lot of the settlers are moving into the town, and now they have actual abodes, and now they have roofs over their head, and I thought that was very reassuring. And it was just a really beautiful episode, and I love the costumes, and just it seemed, even though I know it was a harder time, it seems more simple because people were more in touch with nature and their surroundings, and the people that were in their town, even that peddler that came through their village. It's so funny how synchronicity works, because he came at just the right time when Hope Falls needed him the most. And I thought, that's a lesson for us all, because that's what I'm learning every day. And I absolutely loved it, and I'm looking forward to getting more into the series now since I've been introduced to it. I'd seen it before. It was just something I never became interested in, but it was being hailed as the next Downton Abbey, and I thought, well, we'll see. Find this very intriguing, and of course, Downton was one of my favorite series, and I'm sad that it came to an end, although the ending was extremely just lavish and took my breath away, and I still love it, and I'm happy that PBS is doing Victoria and Queen Elizabeth, two queens of which I'm very intrigued with. I also like Anne, Queen of Scots, because I feel like Anne, Queen of Scots kind of got the short end of the stick. I really would like to see them do that, but I highly doubt that they will, due to the fact that that's Scotland's history and not really England's history, though Scotland is part of the British Isles. Anyway, I really enjoyed. I don't know if they're going to do a third season of Indian Summers or not. They sort of left it up in the air, and I really love Indian Summers because I'm big into India and learning all about their culture and the music and the people and just everything about India that I can't. I'm a Hindu honey, basically. And I'm punishing myself. Well, not really punishing myself. I'm trying to learn Hindi. It's not really the easiest language to learn, because it's kind of backward like Hebrew is. But I'm sure at some point in time I will get the hang of it. Greek is so much more facilitous to me. I mean, I've taken Spanish and French, and Greek is a lot like Spanish and Italian in the fact that they have cognates, and I understand cognates. I've taken A and P, so it all fits together. I at the recommendation of my friends, I also watched Permanent Roommates, and now I liked it until the end. I thought, do things like that really happen? And it kind of irritated me. I thought, why would they call each other out? Why can't they just come to some sort of consensus and work it out, even though that man was clearly cheating on his wife, and they should have found a way to actually get around that and make amends. And that was actually one nag I have about Permanent Roommates. My other nag, and a lot of people might say, well, Tanu is an expectant mother, and of course her hormones are going to be all out of whack, and she's going to be hard to get along with. But she just seemed like a real bitch. Up until the ending of the episode was called The Memories, she was, a real heel, and yeah, I get it. I'm understanding of that, but I mean, if I were Mikesh, I would walk out on her. I was, forget you. I'm trying to be nice. I'm doing what I can, but he wasn't at fault either, because he was just innocent and learning how to become an adult, and there's a lot of truth to that. And I like the series. I thought it was a really good series. Series 1 was better than Series 2. No offense. I thought it was funnier. Series 2 it felt like more of a shouting match, and I thought, oh, please, I don't like this. And yeah, that's why I don't like soap operas. The only soap opera I really enjoyed was one that was a telenovela that we were forced to watch when I was in Spanish class, and it was called Destinos. And yeah, Destinos was fantastic, but other than that, I can't really say I really care that much for stuff like that. Season 1 was my favorite. Season 2, too much yelling, too much drama, too many accusations, and I thought, oh, please, this is not entertaining. If I want to watch people yelling at each other, I can just watch wrestling or Lucha Underground, and I could be entertained by that and get more enjoyment out of it, because at least it has a plot that I'll actually enjoy. But anyway, sorry, I just went off into all sorts of different tracks, but When Calls the Heart, I've really become intrigued with it. I'm very interested in getting to know all these different characters, and it'll give me something to do in February while I still wait for my job to come back in March. And I'm hoping I can get unemployment soon, because apparently they're still having trouble with that. It's so stupid. But I'm not going to worry about it. I know God will provide. I'm still looking for work, and all will come to a successful end of this, I am sure. Until then, I'm writing. I'm currently working on this story called Denizens, and it's basically where the ideas come from. And our main character her name's Idea, of course, and she's our narrator, and she talks about the denizens. And I've got a cast of characters, and I really like my favorite character is Aspiration. Aspiration is just a really cool looking character, and I love him. He's very punk rock looking. And I've got Muse and Want, Meditation, of course, Aspiration, my favorite, Gumption, Rumination, Ambition, Ignorance, Apathy, Confusion, Clarity, Daring, Pension, her nickname is Pensy, Indifference, and Ennui. And of course, it's funny, I'm going to have Apathy and Ennui are sort of twins. But you could have Apathy, Ennui, Indifference, and Ignorance as a quartet, and that would be the Quartet of Doom. And maybe even throw confusion in there sometimes. But yeah, some of these thoughts or ideas, sometimes they're paired together to go and help a human being accomplish something, or maybe even deter. It just depends. They're gender fluid characters, so it'll be interesting to see what they do or how I flesh them out. But I really like what I've done. Creating them so far has been an absolute joy, and it was just something that popped into my head that, you know what, I need to do this because it was done inside out. We've seen things that have been characterized or humanized, like in Hetalia, you've got incarnate countries, which Hetalia is one of my favorite things. So why didn't I come up with this earlier? I don't know, but good things take time to come to fruition. And then of course you have Saint Young Men. Saint Young Men, I only know about it in passing. I've just read articles, and I would love to see the movie Saint Young Men, because it's the whole idea of Saint Young Men is basically you've got Buddha and Jesus as roommates. I thought, please, yes, I want to see this. It looks really cool, and I'm very interested in it. Having such a desire to go to Japan and feel like a kid in a candy store, basically.